Before I start this video, guys, I just want to mention a channel, very good gun channel, YouTube channel. It's a great outdoors channel, and I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Piper 199's channel. It's got all different kinds of categories, and you'll enjoy it. And plus, they're good people. And plus, I mean, no disrespect, bro, but you're a lucky man. And if you know what I mean. Seriously though, guy's got really good videos, and he's a good dude. So I just figured I'd mention that. Another guy you can add to your subscription list. I always say that because that's what you're doing. It's another potential good friend. When you meet people on YouTube and they subscribe to your channel, it's another guy could have the potential of being one of your good friends. I mean, that's how I met Bill and Matt, and you know, I don't want to start naming names because if I forget somebody, I get mad. Eric and Chuck and you know, all them guys. And I just constantly do what I ain't supposed to do. I just did it, didn't I? But hey, please check that channel out. If you like it, sub to it, and you'll enjoy it. It's a good channel. Remington. Well, I'm a Remington fan. Remember, back in you know, when 1911s were first made, the primary manufacturers of making a 1911 was Colt, Remington, and Singer. They're the ones that I know of. There's probably more, but they're like the bulk of them. And Remington has made a few weapons that are legendary, and we all know what they are. We all know the Remington 700 is a classic. It's probably one of the most used sniper rifles in the military and worldwide. Then we got the Remington 870, which is a classic. And I became the Remington 870 about not too long ago, about a year ago, when Jim gave me that Remington 870. It's one of the best shotgun experiences I ever had. And ever since that, I became a fan. I'm a Remington 870 guy now. I like Mossbergs too. Mossbergs are badass. Nothing against them. I just, you know, I like good quality guns. So the Remington 870 has proven itself. I mean, it's probably in more police squad cars than any other shotgun, according to what I know. So, you got the Remington 700, proved its, you know, its popularity and its brilliant accuracy. You got the Remington 870, which is a classic, and a gun only becomes a classic because it's a great gun. Now you have the Remington 1911, modern day 1911, which I think Remington hit a grand slam with a cheesesteak and cheese fries on the side. Okay? Seriously, and maybe, just maybe, Jessica Biel sitting on your lap at a Flyers game. That's how much I like this 1911. I've had a lot of 1911, guys. You guys know what I've had. I've had bottom of the barrel, which were great 1911s. I've had the top of the top of the top, which was a great 1911. I mean, I've had Rock Island Armories all the way up to the Ed Brown. I've had them all, pretty much. I felt them all, shot them all. So I consider me a decent resource to give you an opinion on a 1911. Took them all down to the bone, all down to the bare frames. I know all the parts and everything. I've seen all the internal parts on other 1911s, and let me tell you something. Let me show you something. I haven't shot this yet, but as far as how it feels, how it looks, this Remington R1 Enhanced, I've been telling you I've been a fan of this for a while. Ever since I felt one and seen one in a gun store, I wanted one bad. And it's great to get another 1911 back in the collection, especially one of this caliber. I'm talking about caliber of quality, not 45. It is a 45. Out of all the 1911s I've ever bought, this is the nicest feeling looking 1911 I ever held. Yup. Trigger, it's right on par with the Ed Brown trigger. It's just as nice, if not even maybe better. What if I said that? I have the right to say that. Do you know why? Because I've shot the Ed Brown. It has a fantastic trigger. But guess what? I've dry fired the Ed Brown, and I've dry fired this one. And this one, trigger, is insane. Insane. It's ridiculous how awesome this trigger feels. I'm going today to shoot this thing. And hopefully there ain't crowded and I can take my camera. If not, I will bring home a target and give you an honest range report like I always do. It's loaded. It's got all the features. It's got, like if you bought a Kimber, it has everything the Kimber has. It has the match barrel, the match trigger. They state that it has a true stainless steel barrel. Now, the Kimber's barrels, they're really not stainless steel. You know what I mean? They look stainless steel. But this R1 Enhanced supposedly is a true stainless steel barrel. The barrel towards the end flares out. So when the slide goes forward, it has this nice secure lockup, keeps everything tight. Now a lot of 1911s have that, but some don't. There's a lot of them that don't. That's a good thing to have. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I guess it will make the gun run better. I don't know. I think it'll make the tight tolerances last longer, is what it would do. But that's just something, not a deal breaker. All these crazy features and all, they don't make me. That doesn't make me not buy a gun and buy a gun. You know what makes me buy a gun? When I pull the slide back and I feel a beautiful feeling slide and a nice trigger. When I feel that, I know they put a lot of time into the gun. They paid attention to detail, and they really care about what they're making. They just wasn't pumped out on an assembly line. This whole 1911 is dehorned. What that means is all the corners are rounded off, all the edges are all rounded off. Even them grips are all rounded off on the edges, which sadly, I love them grips. They're beautiful. But the grips I just ordered, you ain't going to believe how nice these are. So I just ordered some grips for it. I got a really good price on it. That's why I ordered them. Let's give you a nice close-up of that. The slide feels like a woman's sheer stockings. Not exaggerating. That's exactly what it feels like. No, not a fat woman. Just a regular woman's sheer stockings. It's very, very smooth. It is literally silky smooth. Literally. Okay? Like I said, it's got the match trigger, it's got the match barrel, it's got the VZ grips, it's got the adjustable target sight on the back, which it's not a big target sight, it's not a big square, it's rounded off, and it's adjustable so you can carry it. It won't snag on your clothes. What else does it have? It has a steel mainspring housing. How about that? How about that? Now remember how much these other guns are. I'm talking about the Kimber and the Colts and how much they are. $1,400 sometimes. And they're putting plastic mainspring houses in there. And they're saying it's for balance, it's for weight. But we know that ain't true. I don't think that's true. I think, you know how much cheaper it is to make a plastic mainspring housing than it is steel? And how much time it takes that they're cutting in half? Trust me. I'd rather have a steel mainspring housing. It ain't a deal breaker for me. My STI has a plastic one too. I just don't like that. It's a 1911. It's supposed to be steel. The Remington R1 Enhanced has a steel mainspring housing. It also has checkering on the grip safety. How about that? It has an Ed Brown style grip safety, but where it bumps out, it has checkering, and the checkering continues down the back of the steel mainspring housing. I'll show you in a minute. Right now, I'm just telling you about it. As I took this gun apart, it don't even look, I mean, it looks so good on the outside. As you take it apart, and when you're cleaning it and you're looking at the parts, it gets better. It gets better. The barrel is gorgeous. The throating of the barrel is awesome. And the edge of the throat of the barrel is rounded off. That I have never seen yet. It's the first here. I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't feel like taking it apart right now and showing you. I will in another video. We'll do it. We'll call it like the Remington R1 up close. We'll do one of those, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. But the inside of that slide, the inside of the barrel and the throat on the barrel where it's ramped off is unbelievably finished. It really is. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. And whoops, sorry, the light fell. This is what happens when you buy cheap shit. Hold on. I love my life. Okay, let's say, you know what, this light can go fuck itself. We'll put it over here. Fuck you, light. Okay, we don't need it anyways, plenty of light. Another cool thing about it is, let me zip back a little. Just so I could show you, work it. It's nice. I'm just happy another 1911's back in the collection. I was kind of down about that. I was like, man, this 1911, this channel was made on 1911's and I only have one. So, the thing I want to show you is, look at the magazine they give you. Now, I've been telling you about these magazines forever. You know, these magazines are in my top favorite 3. My favorite magazine is, let me see, I would say the Kimpro Tac mag, the AC mag, and this Metgar mag. It has a nice big block follower on it, anti-tilt follower. That's it doesn't tilt. Whether which way you put it, it won't tilt. And then it has a steel catch for the mag release. Okay, so it doesn't wear out. It has a nice satin finish. It's not a glossy mag. I'm not a fan of them glossy mags. I like a matte or parkerized looking, or at least satin like this. This actually matches the finish perfect on here. And they're very easy to disassemble, very simple to clean. You can take them apart, slap them back together in 2 seconds. They're a delight. I love these magazines. And Remington puts their R on the bottom of it, but it says 45 ACP or whatever. And I believe this is a Metgar mag. It doesn't say it on it because they want to put their name on it, but I believe it's a Metgar mag. And they get 2 of these, 2 high quality magazines. They also give you a wrench. Now, normally, I told you with 1911s, you shouldn't need a tool to take apart your 1911. This 1911 is made pretty tight. Because of the flared barrel, you can't see it, but if you put your fingers on it and move down, you'll feel it get wider. When the slide goes forward, sorry, you hear how smooth that is? I don't know if you can hear the difference. When the slide goes forward, it locks everything up real tight here. So when you go to take this off, when you push your plug in and try to spin this to the left, it's kind of hard. You can do it with your bare hands, but it's hard, so it's really tight. So if you're a woman or if you don't have the strength to do it, they give you this 1911 wrench, and it's very good. It's not a flimsy one, it's a good one. And this comes in really, really handy. I'll give you an up close of this. It's got front serrations, rear serrations, which is, you know, it's cool to have that. Here we go. There's the, you know, lighting's bad. I like the satin finish on the slide and the frame. It's all the same. I like that. I like how it just goes all around. It's not dull here, glossy here like the Colt. I know. I just don't like that. I like it all the same all the way around. I actually had a Kimber Custom too. This is very similar to it, but this finish on this Remington, the finish on it kills that Custom too. It smokes it. I know, but you can't see it on the camera. Like I said, you got to go to a gun store and handle it. It's not matte. It's just a silky smooth satin finish. It's beautiful. Now, like I said, according to the manual, it specifically says the barrel is stainless steel. Now, I don't know if the barrel is truly stainless steel or not, but it does say that. It states it. And it does state this, the whole gun is 100% American made. Now, a few guys will say, oh, no, they're not. They're assembled here. Whatever. The manual is stating that this is a 100% American made pistol, and the R1 Enhanced, okay? It has a fiber optic sight. It's very similar to my STI, isn't it? It's just weird. It's ironic that it has that sight and it has an adjustable rear sight. I didn't plan that, it just happened that way. But like the STI, it's really secure in a steel sight. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 ribs holding that in, so that ain't gonna fall out. A lot of times these fiber optic sights, they get loose and they fall out. I had a Taurus Judge, and I didn't even fucking shoot it. All I did was go like this, and it fell on the floor. I heard something hit the floor. It sounded like a tic tac. I looked down. I went, did my sight just fall out of my gun? Yeah, that was bad. But this is like the STI, if not even better. It's very secure in there, and it really catches the light. Really catches your eye fast. So I really don't want to mess with this. This thing is so beautiful. I don't want to change much on it. Like I said, these VZ grips they have on here are beautiful. And but I did order new grips for it. But I just want to show you what they did. They even rounded off the edges of the grips. Usually they come like that, and then they have a 45, but then there's a sharp edge. They rounded it off. So these grips, I'll probably put them away and keep them for a future 1911 because they're so beautiful and well made. Here's the back strap. Check that out. It has an Ed Brown style extended grip safety, and the grip safety has checkering on it instead of the lines. I think that's more effective than having lines on there. What's lines going to do? That ain't going to give you no grip. That will give you grip, and it continues all the way down. I don't know how many checkerings per square inch. I don't know. I think it's 25. But this is all steel. Steel mainspring housing. Very, very, very important. Here's the other mag. It's got a beveled magazine well. It has... I could do this all day with this gun. Oh yeah. That feels so good. It feels like the Ed Brown. Yes, it does. Most certainly does. And the trigger is ridiculously unbelievable. It has a nice soft cushion, and it just falls. You can't detect when it's going to fall. I mean, that's how light the trigger pull is. That is a disadvantage for me because I like to know when the trigger is going to go. But I don't know. Maybe when I shoot it, it'll feel different. You know, sometimes the trigger feels real light, and then when you go to the range, doesn't it feel? It don't feel as light as you thought it did because when you shoot the gun, it's weird, ain't it? That happens to me all the time. But this trigger is, as far as dry firing goes, is the smoothest trigger I've had yet on a 1911. It's got a great, strong mainspring housing. When you pull the hammer back, it has a lot of stiffness to it. It has an extended and widened thumb safety. It's extended and widened, and it has a nice positive click. You don't want a 1911 with a weak thumb safety. It can go on by accident, it can come off by accident. You want a nice stiff click. So always test that, especially when you're buying them the lower end guns. Sometimes they'll have a weak thumb safety, and it's an easy fix. All you would have to do is take the thumb safety out, take this spring out of here, pull it, stretch it a little bit, and it'll put more pressure on it and put it back together. It's not a hard fix if you have that problem. Don't send it to a gunsmith. Do it yourself. Save your money. And that's all I really can say about it. I mean, it's such a beautiful feeling and looking gun. So far, it's like it's a 10 plus. It's an A plus for feeling and the looks. Okay. And like I said, when I took it apart, it just got better. I mean, I couldn't believe how beautiful the barrel was machined, buffed, and rounded off. It's just done like to the T. Very carefully made 1911. It's got serrations on the front, but they're the vertical kind. They're not checkering, and I like those. I like those. Okay? That's all I really could say about it. Of course, it has the combat skeletonized hammer. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. You guys can see it. There's a lot of things I can talk about and tell you what it has. It has a normal size guide rod, which I like. My STI has a full-length guide rod. I could take them or leave them. It doesn't matter to me. I prefer a regular size guide rod. And what I do like about this gun is it don't have the ambi safeties. I don't like that. I want to have one safety on one side. I don't want one on both sides. I'm not a fan of that, and this doesn't have it. It's just like if I designed a gun on a computer, this would just like pop out. I mean, that's how awesome this thing is. You know, it's just, so it's got the extended mag release, a long trigger. You know, it's got all the features that these super high gun prices are. lowered and flared ejection port. It's got it all. Okay? That's the mailman. 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 There he goes. Alright. Here's the difference. I just told you this is the nicest 1911 I ever held. You guys know how many 1911s. That's a bold statement to make, right? Check this out. How's $850? I just told you this is the 1911, the nicest 1911 I ever held and felt since I've owned guns ever. $850. I've had 1911s that were $2,700. I've had 1911s that were $1,400. And I'm not going to say this smokes them. This feels better. So go take a look at a Remington Enhanced R1. And I'll tell you what, man, you will be impressed. I don't have to exaggerate. The gun speaks for itself. Alright guys, well, that's it so far. I'm going to go shoot it. I'll give you a nice close-up on it one more time before I go. Hopefully I got a package. I'm waiting for some shit. See if I get, it's a good camera so we can get some real nice close-ups on this. There we go. I love Remington's roll marks. They don't overdo it. Very classy. You know, 1911 R1s, not a whole bunch of shit written all over it. And then right there you'll see it says Enhanced right under the ejection port. Okay. It's a great looking gun, great feeling gun. Can't wait to go shoot it. Let me know what you guys think. And hopefully it'll be flawless at the range. It feels like it's going to be flawless, that's for damn sure. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon.